Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the one and the only Rumboyz Fantasy Network. It's your boy, Rumboyz Robbie. Let's get into some fantasy football AMA. Make sure you guys share the content. Did I just choose to go live about like 10-ish minutes early? Yeah, I sure basically just did. I'm excited to answer some questions. I'm excited to talk some football today. We had some moves. We have some moves. A couple of moves we had already told you guys that were going to happen, whether it be on this channel or on our brother channel, Big Guy Fantasy Sports. This is why you really got to follow me on all social media for all of your fantasy football content, for all of your betting content. Even when I'm right and I piss people off, you still got to follow me. You still got to follow me. And I'll get into that here in a second. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the rum boys and girls. What to do? Dilly, dilly. Give the chat a couple of seconds here. Hold up. Let me make sure I got myself all set up and straight. All right. Let's see here. So the news are Cam Akers, Vikings, and Hunt to the Browns. Yeah. So let's first talk about the Cam Akers thing. Does two inconsistent running backs make like one consistent, efficient running back? Inquiring minds really want to know in regards to that. Minnesota, what are you doing? What are you doing? Minnesota clearly has to be getting ready to tank. Like Minnesota was a closet team that was getting ready to tank and that was choosing to tank. And the whole time we really thought it was the Arizona Cardinals. But let's face it, like if Arizona probably had Kyler Murray in there, maybe instead of Joshua Dobbs, maybe he's the equalizer that gets them over the hump and wins those games. You know? So I don't know if Arizona's all the way in on tanking as hard as Minnesota's starting to look. You have two inconsistent guys in the backfield. We haven't really gotten to see a whole lot of Cam Akers this season. I know there's a lot of talk about Cam Akers not having had bought into Sean McVay's system. But if you're a player, why would you not buy into McVay? Sorry, I had something in my teeth. That was fucked up. And then Kareem Hunt going to the Browns. We told you so. Like the only thing that we could say about the whole Kareem Hunt to the Browns situation is that like we really told you guys. Gator was on stream with us. And then last night, Taco and we talked about it over on Goal Line Goons. We told you so. We said zig when everyone else, while everyone else zigged, we told you to zag. And I know that the Browns are like, oh, well, it's going to be Jerome Ford who's going to be, our starter, and we're going to trust him with the majority of the touches. Then why did you sign Kareem Hunt? And why did you also give Kareem Hunt the $4 million? He's like paid higher than some backup running backs that are actually getting burned. You said the same thing when you guys traded for a fucking punter or a kicker. Browns, you can't play this smokescreen game with us. Kareem Hunt also already knows the offense. You're not going to convince me otherwise. This is annoying. You're not going to convince me otherwise that what they're saying about Kareem Hunt and how it's going to be Jerome Ford. It might be Jerome Ford for this game. We all knew that you weren't going to trust, and inside sources already had leaked that you guys weren't going to be keeping it as Jerome Ford as the focus in the backfield. I'm going to go so freaking hard in the paint this week on my bets. BKB says, bro, got like 2 weeks worth of data. Start figuring, a couple of things out. Some sharp lines out there this week. Some solid games out there this week. We have been killing the primetime slates. We haven't gotten a single primetime game like wrong. Like we've been going hard. Like my bankroll increases just off of primetime games alone so far this year. We need to convert that. I have some Sunday wins, but we need to get a couple of those into some parlays. A lot of my wins have been singles. Robbie, would you trade Judy, Pickens, and Justice Hill for Hopkins, Monty, and Dell? League had a 40-yard catch bonus of 4. Hang on, give me 1 second. Damn it. Hydrate. Man says hydrate. Sips Modelo. You definitely need. I feel like you should have been traded Judy. You should have been extra trying to find ways to get out of Judy. Pickens, perfect time right now to be finding ways out of George Pickens. Justice Hill, great time to sell high. I know that he's down this week. It is going to be Gus Edwards. How long? I think that's going to be a thing. I mean, as soon as Justice Hill is back, it's going to be Justice Hill snapping right back into action, being in that role. And running back is super easy. I feel like you can pitch on. There's some guys at running back that you could probably sell high on right now. If you're not in need at running back, you could probably, get some of the other pieces that you're needing for your team, put together a push here. But for the most part, if you throw a running back into a deal, motherfuckers is hitting it right now because they need that back. They need that back. There's a lot of needy running back teams right now in fantasy football. For Hopkins, Monty, and Dell, I mean, as soon as Monty comes back, we already know that it's going to be Monty. They've shown us enough that it's going to be Monty in that backfield. I know that we're hoping for Gibbs. I mean, Gibbs is going to be a safe fantasy football floor. It is a safe fantasy football floor. If there's a week that you're needing Gibbs to show up and show out, it is this week. It is this week that you're needing Gibbs to show up and show out with Monty's sideline. And Tank Dell, guy that you probably could have gotten off of waivers, but definitely a guy worth having on your bench or getting ready to possibly flex. Mighty Tank Dell. What's good, Daniel? What's good? Jordan, what is good, homie? What's good, bro? Aiden saying goal line goons was fire. Listen when working out yesterday. Hell yeah. We had a damn good pod last night. Kareem got them fresh legs. Should be a stud by week 5. That's what I'm saying. That's absolutely what I'm saying. And then some cluckhead, some whoever the fuck on Twitter, I guess maybe he follows me. This dude has way overexposure on Jake Ferguson. So I'm like, well, I'm taking anything that you have to fucking say with a grain of salt, buddy. But guy on Twitter earlier today talking whole lot of mess, saying, oh, well, you're behind the curve. It's going to be Jerome Ford. Listen, bro. It'll be Jerome Ford in the future. I'm not sitting here going all in on your fucking dynasty takes right now in the middle of redraft season when I'm thinking about getting towards a championship that's fucking paying out right now. Don't get me wrong. Your dynasty championship is just as important, but you're not as much in the thick of things because more than likely you're probably fucking rebuilding with the thought process like that. Oh, well, as long as you just got all the young guys. There's no one specific way to win fucking fantasy football. I don't care what the format is. You want the best way. You want the most specific way to win fantasy football, ladies and gentlemen. I'll give you the easiest way to win fantasy football. Have a fucking crystal ball or either travel in time, go forward, find out who the best players are week to week, find out who has the best overall season consistently, go back in time, and then draft those players in your draft. Other than that, a lot of this is unpredictable. And a lot of this is just, having good takes, being loyal to your takes, and writing that shit the fuck out. And then also grinding content. I'm hitting Flowers hard this weekend, or this week hard. Yes, you got to play Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers needs to be in all lineups. Zay Flowers is the flex of flexes. If you can flex Zay Flowers into your lineup, you need to be putting Zay Flowers in your lineup. If he's a 2 or a 3 even in your lineup, run it. No OBJ. OBJ busy tapping Kim Kardashian, getting some head. Gino with the 118 passer rating and no respect in the ranks. Bro, Gino needs to be mic'd up every single fucking game. He is hilarious. He is hilarious mic'd up these last couple of weeks. I am talking to America. Just great. Just great. Purdy's the most underrated QB in football. Purdy is from the fantasy standpoint, Purdy will get you through some weeks, so it'll be sufficient enough because he ain't gonna turn the ball over. He's gonna lay down some good points in that Shanahan system. In terms of real fucking football, Purdy is him, and it's really that sponge block scheme that Shanahan uses to pull guards and the way that he can have Trent Level go up there to the second level and not just clear out defense D ends whenever setting the edge, but then also take out an outside linebacker, be willing to go and challenge a safety. It's just beautiful the way that Shanahan is able to pull blocks. And sometimes, it won't even be one of the linemen that'll be going to set the block. Hey, it'll be, Kittle coming off, at the tight end, utilizing that sponge block, or either Juszczyk, setting up that block. It's beautiful the way that Shanahan it's really watched the way that he pulls guards to block the edge and set those big McCaffrey runs, those big Deebo Samuel end arounds, those leak little outside will route passes to George Kittle. So unique. You can tell that somebody has clearly been in the film room today, in the last couple of days. We're always grinding, bro. We're always grinding. Best analyst alive, baby. Roshan or Keandre this weekend. Here's the thing, and why both of those situations are super volatile and super risky. Okay. Roshan and Khalil Herbert are kind of averaging around the same. Roshan, I feel like eventually will rear his ugly head, but also a lot of that passing work is going to Khalil Herbert. And what do you want in fantasy football? You want pass catching running backs. It's just with this backfield, you're just hoping that they can break one out. I don't think that Chicago is going to be able to rely on the run this week. I feel like Chicago's going to have to go to the air. The DC already resigned today. Apparently, they said that Hollis Hall didn't get raided, but why the fuck is there a report that the facility got raided? Maybe it didn't get raided. Maybe cops just walked around. Something happened. Something happened. They are going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. I feel like you're going to have to pass a lot against the Kansas City Chiefs, which makes me believe that possibly Chicago abandons the run, which makes me want to go Keandre. What makes Keandre a frustrating play between these two is that Tony Jones is going to go and probably get a couple of touches. Taysom Hill could probably go out there and get a couple of touches. Not so much as a quarterback, but he'll vulture. He'll vulture a little bit. Both have volatile situations. Given the matchup of having to face the Kansas City Chiefs, give me New Orleans. Give me New Orleans Saints. It seems like that they are trying to get some things together. They do have to face the Packers. That is going to be a very, very interesting matchup because Jordan Love has exceeded my expectations. It's a 16-team. Dell was drafted. I figured that, but just kind of also speaking in context for not you personally, but everyone else out there in the chat. If you can get you some Tank Dell, get you some Tank Dell. That's a great question. That is a great question. Honestly, probably the funnest bet of the entire fucking weekend. Let me see what that is at right now. Over here on DraftKings. I'm I'm excited. I'm getting plus 650 Colorado money line. Get it at minus 110 for Colorado to at least cover that plus 21. I think that is a safer bet for them to cover. And you still walk away with some money there. Plus 650, it's juiced. If there's a team that could do it, it would be Colorado. They got the attitude. They got the swagger. That team playing with a lot of moxie, but no Travis Hunter. That part does worry me in terms of betting that Colorado game, straight up money line. Let me play that one with the over. Let me play that one with Colorado to cover 21. And that's the way that I would probably play that. Should I trade D-Hop and Kyren for Devontae Smith? I have Hurts and Goddard. Kyren's an anomaly right now. There are literally fantasy circles. Hey, Saucy, what's good? Big shout out to all of our Twitch follows. Yo, Twitch, man, shout out to y'all. We tore it down last weekend. We tore it the fuck down. Live at the Broncos game. Just, look, I feel like Kyren is the piece that you want to keep. Okay. Devontae and AJ Brown are going to go tit for tat each and every week in terms of consistency, I feel. Now, with that being said and stated, D-Hop's probably not maybe the piece that you're so comfortable with, and that's probably the piece that you're more willing to move on past. A solid trade target for a DeAndre Hopkins. You might be able – right now, the market, everyone's shopping George Pickens right now. I don't know if you want to go, maybe to a Pickens. Dots is going to have a couple of boom weeks. If I could get 8 boom weeks out of a Jahan Dotson, I'm solid. I don't think that I'm going to get 8 boom weeks out of DeAndre Hopkins at this given point. He had 16.5 fantasy points in week 1. And then 11 fantasy points against the Chargers in week 2. He is wide receiver 46 on the year so far. I feel like I am moving D-Hop at this given point, but the value for him is going to be in that wide receiver 2 range. I don't think that you should get rid of Kyren Williams. There are fantasy football circles that are literally saying that Kyren Williams is now in the same conversation after these first 2 weeks. Just off of 2 weeks of football, he's in the same conversation as a Derrick Henry in fantasy circles. He's in the same conversation as a Josh Jacobs in some fantasy circles. If we're willing to have that conversation and entertain, hey, could Kyren possibly end the season as, RB1 overall? A lot of people are also saying that Bijan has that ability as well. I'm not getting rid of Kyren. But, if you're going to get rid of Kyren, then you need to be selling high. If you're getting rid of Kyren, you need to be getting a top-end receiver for Kyren, I feel. Or even a Kyren for Devontae straight up is solid. What is good, Slap? What is good? What is good? Oh, I answer all the chats. I am here. I am him. What do we do with McLaurin? We hold McLaurin. We're holding McLaurin. We're holding McLaurin. For real. I don't think that we should be panicking on Terry at all. That Eric Bieniemy offense is still unfolding. I went back and I watched that game today, and I was just like, what the fuck? There's even wrinkles and things that even live, I didn't see. Of course, I was there live, and I was very sauced, but, Craig Reynolds is interesting just because from a fantasy standpoint, you're not wanting him to be a thing as much as you're wanting and needing a Jahmyr Gibbs to be a thing. Of course, that depending on how many leagues you're in, So, like, if you even have Jahmyr Gibbs exposure, but I mean, if you have any type of Gibbs exposure in any leagues, I don't give a damn the format, you're not wanting it to be a Craig Reynolds weekend. Like, you're only wanting Craig Reynolds if you got Craig Reynolds off the waiver wire. If you pull Reynolds off of waivers today, then you're like, bruh, go off for me. Otherwise, rumor is Roshan's taking over soon. I've been saying that. I've been saying that by week 5, week 6, like when we get into Rumtober football, like when we get into Rumtober, ladies and gentlemen, your rosters are already going to be looking completely different. Many of your rosters are already looking very, very much different. With that being said and stated, I do expect Roshan to eventually take over. Khalil Herbert is still going to have some fantasy value. If you can move off of Herbert, do so, and do so now. The value in return is almost going to be parallel. You know, maybe you can go out there and try and attack a Jerome Ford right now, while everyone who just spent all their fab trying to get a Jerome Ford is now going to have to deal with Kareem Hunt, who's by week 5, Kareem Hunt's going to be completely serviceable in the Browns backfield. It's going to completely take over, and that is going to be his. And then we will go back to we won't remember who the fuck Jerome Ford is after this. The only reason why we're going to remember who Jerome Ford is after this is because the amount of people that went and spent the fab on Jerome Ford in week freaking 2, knowing that other players are going to get hurt and they're going to need that fab later, when they probably could have equally had an easier opportunity and spent less and grabbed Kareem Hunt in the first place. Like we told you guys on this show, or on Goal Line Goons on our brother channel, link in the description for Big Guy Fantasy Sports Network. Like we told you guys Monday night when the Chubb injury had happened, we've been following this story, been tweeting it out, I've been posting about it. Get right. Let's go. Get with the Rumboyz. Justin, what is good? Robbie, thanks for telling me to keep Waller. Look. I don't know if you're being sarcastic right now. He did put up 20 fantasy points. He is, depending on where you look and depending on your scoring system, a lot will have like a Sam Laporta, kind of tight end 4. A lot will have Darren Waller kind of there. Told you guys not to worry about Waller, not to worry about, week 1. They're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. Zach, what is good, Zach Broom? New to the stream. If Eckler is out this week, to my knowledge, Eckler is not playing. Was not a participant in practice today. He said last night on his own fantasy football podcast with Matt Harmon on Yahoo Sports that this is something that is going to take time. And I am okay with that. I like that Austin Eckler has a ton of respect for the fantasy football community, first off, and actually plays fantasy football and does love fantasy football. Dude has himself on rosters. He said it himself. He wants to be back out there. He wants to be back out there helping his guys, especially while his guys are down 0-2 right now. Now, with that being said, I was looking when I just looked at that Derrick Henry stat. That was SFB scoring. All good. With that being said and stated, though, let me see one of my rosters with Eckler. I have a roster that has Eckler and Kelly. If you have an option that you can kind of pivot around Kelly, I like that. I definitely don't mind that. The Chargers offense is putting up points. The Chargers offense is definitely fantasy relevant, is definitely good for fantasy. They have to take on Minnesota on Thursday Night Football. You can run on if there's a defense you can run on, you can run on Minnesota. Like if there's a defense that you can really go and give the business to, it's Minnesota. I would be okay with firing up Josh Kelly if you don't have a better option, a more talented option. If your more talented option is Josh Jacobs, you're praying for a fucking bounce back after that -2 yards. Yes, I did see the quotes from Fields in the presser, and look, for me personally, I like that he has accountability, but there's a lot going on in that organization right now. And just as much as they took 10 steps forward, today it feels like they took 10 steps back. He knows there's a lot going on. He knows that he has to take accountability. He knows that this is all on him at this point. The Bears' success with some of the play calling. The Bears ran the same freaking pitch play to Khalil Herbert not once, but twice in a fucking row, expecting that the Bucs defense weren't going to pick up on it. This is the Tampa Bay Bucs. This team's been to a Super Bowl recently. That you can't run the same pitch. You can't call the same thing back to back and expect that those guys aren't going to pick up on it. That interception where Herbert was a target out the backfield by Justin Fields, it's not so much to me Justin Fields. It's the play calling. I'm not going to front. I'm not going to sugarcoat a damn thing. I'm sorry if there's Bears fans out there. Bears fans, it ain't your quarterback. It's your offensive coordinator. Your offensive coordinator needs to pull his head out of his ass and play to Justin Fields' strengths. Should I trade D-Hop and Kyren for Devontae? I already answered that. I did already just answer that. D-Hop's a piece that you want to get rid of. I'm not trading Kyren. The only way that I'm trading Kyren is at this point right now, like, stock is too high on Kyren. I'm not trading Kyren right now. Like, I'm not trading Kyren. I'm not trading Puka Nuka. I'm just not doing it. Like, there's someone on that offense right now at this point that I'm probably going to trade away. Well, I can sell high. It'll be Tutu Atwell. Let me go ahead and give me a wide receiver too. But I'm hanging on to Puka because I think his target share will diminish a little bit when Cooper Kupp comes back. I don't think that it fully does. If you are going to sell Puka Nuka right now, you need to do it before Cooper Kupp does come back, because once Kupp does come back, he's probably taking about 30-35% of that target market share right out the gate. It's immediately going to be like, I'm back. Move aside, rookie. Thank you for keeping my spot warm. But Puka will still get many of the targets. It'll be Tutu that becomes to get outshadowed. I don't know. Oregon ain't bullshitting. I know that Oregon ain't bullshitting, but Colorado to cover is just such a difficult bet to take. Again, I feel that the Colorado-Oregon game is going to be the most fun bet because of the possibilities that can happen in that game. I do see a series of outcomes where even without Travis Hunter, Colorado can hang in there and keep it close. Deion got these boys coached up. Warren Sapp's gonna be joining the staff next year. Like, this coach staff is only getting better. This coach staff has a bunch of SEC guys that's coaching these kids up. I get that Oregon ain't playing around. I get that Oregon ain't bullshitting. But also, bro, like, any given Saturday, any given Sunday, like, when high school football, any given Friday night, like, bro, when I played high school ball, only one of my seasons that we played, the only L that we caught was to the worst damn school in the county. It can happen. This is football, baby. 12-team league. QB Hurts, running backs Bijan, Kyren. Oh my gosh, Jalen Warren, Gibby, Algier, Hubbard, Keandre Miller. Okay, which will probably move on from Miller once Alvin comes back. We'll see how that split works out between those two, because Tony Jones will just go back to the practice squad, if anything. Hubbard, we just need to fucking break out. We just need to. And Algiers, just the way that they're using that backfield is great. And Jeff Wilson, receivers: Lamb, Nuka, Mike Will, Zay Flowers, Shaheed, Deontay Johnson, tight end Waller. Oh yeah, you got a good team. Or you got a team. You got a team, dog. Oregon is my wagon, minus 21.5. Bo Nix, time to shine. Bo Nix is playing. He's playing with some fire, bro. He's playing with some fire. But I mean, Tom Brady ain't texting Bo Nix after every game. Tom Brady texted Shador, and Shador got like a lot of help. This. I would love. I want the Buffs to win that game. No Hunter, no win. I don't see it that way. Falcons +3. You gotta let me switch over to that one. I like Falcons +3, honestly. The way that they're playing football right now, they're not playing football like we want to for fantasy, but they're playing football to win games for them. So, like, the gambler in me is happy on that end, where it's like, oh, like, here's this unexpected team that for the most part is always going to be a dog, and they're actually playing competitive football. They're keeping games close, and they're winning games. At +140, not a bad money line pick. For them to cover +3, still not a bad pick. It's Detroit. Detroit will let teams play close with them. So I mean, in all honesty, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. That is a play. That is a play. Patriots money line. You don't see how they lose. Because Narrative Street in Vegas knows that everyone's gonna bet the fucking Patriots, because they're undefeated against the Jets. It's like 2000 or some shit, 2004, something crazy like that. Jets are 0-14 against Billy B and the gang. Now that we found love, what are we gonna do? But no, I'm definitely taking the Patriots money line. And Hunter Henry definitely needs to be rostered in leagues, for real. Bro, I enjoyed the hell out of the game. Steelers at +114. I don't know if that defense can repeat the same thing they did against Cleveland. They're going up against the Raiders. It's a night game. Steelers turn it on in prime time. You know what? Give me a Steelers in that joint. Yeah, Chiefs are just they're pretty much always a smash play. With the Chiefs, it's just a matter of if you could get the money line juiced at all, or if the spread is sexy or not. Like, for real. I feel like the Chiefs are kind of, for the most part, gimmies. And big shout out to Travis Kelce bagging Taylor Swift, bro. Riz King, the Wizard of Oz right there, bro. Big ups. Let's see here. And plus, it's the Bears, bro. Like, the Bears just lost. They're DC. Do I start Christian Kirk or Hopkins? Does the offense go back to Calvin Ridley? Like, that one's a toss-up. That one is a toss-up for me. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. Duval plays Houston. You know what? Give me Christian Kirk up against Houston. I mean, I know that Houston defense hasn't fully molded yet. D'Amico Ryans is still building that culture. Once he has that culture fully built though, look out. And Stroud is looking okay. Flex Addison or Mike Will At tight end, I have Waller. It's Waller. It's definitely you're playing Waller. Playing Waller. For the flex, the Vikings are good for fantasy. So are the Chargers. Somebody's O has to go. Give me Mike Will. Give me Mike Will. Mike Will made it on that one. Keandre Miller, Warren, Thielen, Michael Thomas, Woods need one receiver and one flex. Woods and Michael Thomas. Well, it's Woods and Michael Thomas for me. Michael Thomas getting some targets and looking like he could definitely go out there and be a flex play for you. I am not shy about playing Michael Thomas at all at this point in leagues I have him rostered. Williams getting all of the snaps. Got to keep him. It's his backfield. Let me see. I got to go back up to your comment earlier. Oh, Kyron. Yeah. You got to keep Kyron. It's Kyron's backfield now. It's Kyron's backfield for damn sure. I don't like Pickens, but in a league with a 40-point bonus, it's tempting. Taking his average yard per target is 20 or so. No. For the bonus, that's what makes it, you kind of want to buy. But then it's like in the league like that where it's like, well, do I just want to like kind of, get someone that's going to be maybe a little bit more consistent for you. May not always be consistent with that 40 bomb, but it's going to be more consistent in regards to points and that points structure. Because yep, you got that one. You got that one. And I would probably bet that just because that is definitely soccer. It's got to be soccer, I feel. I view Kyron like James Cook. James Cook is definitely startable. My man in a 16-man picked up Craig Reynolds since Hill is out. I need him. Oh, bro, yeah, you definitely need what you need, bro. You need what you need. Someone spent 90 on Ford and dropped him the week before. Oh, wow. I got Puka and Kyron Williams last week for 65 combined. That's good. That is good. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. What's good? What's good, Weeds? Is Matt Breida a good replacement? No. Everyone in my league doesn't want Puka, but I love him. Puka still will see 10 plus targets. Yeah, he will. Randy, trade Amon-Ra, St. Brown, ETN for Ridley and K9. Amon-Ra has turf toe that the media isn't covering. Yes, so Amon-Ra does have turf toe. I didn't want to bring that up earlier. I am actually upset that is not getting as much coverage as it probably should. It probably should get coverage. Maybe Detroit's trying to downplay it as if it's not serious. I feel like you want ETN. What makes you want to go Ridley and K9 first before I answer? I feel like I want to keep Amon and ETN. I jumped off that Tank Bigsby train quick. I'm all in on ETN. Yeah, public on them, but Zach looks so bad. Which Zach Wilson? Zach Wilson looks very fucking bad. But he's also Zach Wilson. I see something really quick here for Randy. Let me see something. Yeah, no, you're keeping the Amon Ra, bro. Let's see what else we got. Chat ran it up quick. I had to like scroll down and catch up with y'all. And why Kenneth Walker? I have T-Law, so I'd have the Ridley T-Law stack. Amon Ra St. Brown injury scares me. Oh, Turto is definitely scary because of the way that it lingers. But we've had players play through it before. Amon Ra, tough fucking dude. Tough player. Let me see. Let me just see one more thing. I want to see that long-term payout for you there. Kenneth Walker, RB12 so far. We already know Ridley's Ridley. It's honestly not a bad fucking trade-off. You're going to get Carolina, the Giants, then you get Walker on a bye. Then you get him on a stretch against Cincy, Arizona, Cleveland, Baltimore, Washington, Rams heading into Week 11. Those are some games where you get some you can get some run right there. I mean, especially from Cincinnati against Cincinnati, Arizona, Cleveland. Those are some big ones he can pop off. Diversifies your bye weeks. I don't know what the rest of your bye weeks look like on your roster. I mean, so you kind of get that one done and over with and peel off that Band-Aid in essence. Yeah, ETN questionable, RB16 on the season. It's just cramps though. He's got Houston, Atlanta, Buffalo. Buffalo will let you run on them. Indy, New Orleans. ETN's schedule is so fucking smooth. Like, much rather run on New Orleans and pass against New Orleans. Don't have to worry about bye until week 9. Feel like it's almost better. Tough. Amon Ra didn't practice today. No, he just has a freaking concussion. Amon Ra St. Brown's injuries more only concerning just because that it can linger, how much it can linger. I say keep. I say hold. But it is definitely a fair freaking trade. It is definitely a fair trade. I don't think that anyone in that trade is necessarily getting screwed over. You get the stack, diversify your bye week, end up with the damn good running back in Kenneth Walker. Let's go. Monty, I need you icy hot on that thigh. Oh my gosh. Monty. Wait, let me see how long Monty, how long they're saying Monty missing. It's a thigh. It's been conflicting reports, and which kind of goes to what Bruce was saying there. You know, no one's really covering it. No one's really all on the Amon-Ra joint. I mean, if you want to get off that train sooner rather than later, now's probably the best time that you can do it. I don't know if the other person on the other side is going to allow you to get that stack, and that's what makes that trade scary is the denial. Not scary, but it's just more so like the denial. It's like, fuck. Someone offer me a trade. I just saw a trade in the league. Who's offering me a freaking trade? Oh, okay, no. This is an old trade. Did I just never review it? No, snap. They sent it before the beginning of the season. That's why I never did it. Because, like, bro, we need to fucking let the season go. Let me see something here. Or they wanted to give me their 14th and 15th for my 13th. It's like a kicker trade or some shit. Oh, for Gerald Everett and Rondell Moore. Ew, fuck that. I do not want Rondell Moore. Let me just see one thing. You know what? Because I could probably drop Rondell. Let's see something here. Let's look at this. You know what? And maybe Rondell becomes something like if Kyler comes back. I just don't like I don't like the idea of having Rondell Moore on my team. Oh, but I know who I would drop for to make this shit happen, though. There's other running backs that I fucking need. Like there's glaring like needs at running back here. Here's nope. Aubrey and Moody, my favorite kickers. It sounds like a fucking dancer's name. Aubrey Moody. Nah, Moody is a beast though. Damn, I didn't even know. I mean, I knew that this was here, but I was like, no, I need to see how this shakes out first. Yeah, the only thing that's worth it in that is fucking Everett. But I see what he's trying to do. I could also fuck up my running back room right here real quick. Let me see something. Like, bro, I'll let you keep. Right now, I should buy Justice Hill while I can right now, and just stash him because of injury purposes. Yeah, that's probably like, or either I go after Pirine. I could go after Pirine because he wants Zeke so that he can have the handcuff in case something happens to Ramondre. Yeah, see, and he's already gotten rid of Everett. Ventrell, what's good? Should I trade Zay Flowers for D Hop full PPR 14 man? Other receivers are Lockett and Skinny Batman. I like that you have Lockett and Devontae. I want you to keep Zay Flowers. I want you to keep Zay Flowers. How I got on this Zay Flowers shooter train is honestly kind of fucking hilarious. But it's the truth though. Like I'm really riding that one. Yeah, you know what? No, we're gonna just sit in this. Wow, straight up. Boom. No, I don't think that I would do it. Just because for me personally, I'm a heavy Zay Flowers like truther. Hey, Njoku's available in this league. Let me see something here. Like Zay Flowers is wide receiver 27. D-Hop, I get it. D-Hop right now is putting up some fantasy numbers. A lot of that though, he's wide receiver 46. Actually, no, his only good weeks was week 1 so far. Yeah, I had just touched on Diop. Actually, I just touched on Diop. No, you're keeping Zay Flowers. You're keeping Zay Flowers. No, I wouldn't call you crazy for that. There's a lot of people that are dropping Herbert. Like there are plenty of people. If you can drop something less valuable, I feel like that's the direction that you need to be pivoting. If that's all that you got, that's all that you got. He's 81% rostered. So that is kind of, trending down-ish, a little-ish. But it's like nothing too crazy. Like he's not even top 20 down trending player. Like, Gibson went from being like 90+% roster to now like 73% roster. I feel like that there's maybe other wiggle room. Yeah, like he's like number 42 on the downtrending list. Like bro is down there. Because he's still getting catches out of the backfield. He's still getting catches out of the backfield. Like he's gonna be the one getting you those PPR points. You're just waiting on him to break out a big one for you. My bias is also making me want to start Tank over JSN too, but I'm a refrain. I mean, Tank is going out there and putting up points. Got Jacksonville. Houston always plays Jacksonville close. But Seattle has to deal with Carolina and, not having Shaq Thompson to be able to defend there. That the defense of Carolina, they're being put out there too much just because the offense can't sustain drives to get them rest. You have to play JSN. Robbie, after doing some research, it's time to admit I was wrong. I like Pickens rest of the season. His route charts look much different than last year, lining up everywhere, all over the field. It's just Pickett. The thing that scares there's one thing and one thing only that scares people away from George Pickens, and that's Kenny Pickett. I feel like if the quarterback situation gets a little, gets some continuity to it, and if it's not a Matt Canada offense, Pittsburgh at the end of that game was literally fire Canada throughout, like, and this was at the end of the game after beating their most hated rival in that division. Pittsburgh fans fucking hate the Browns. Like, I don't know if you've ever accidentally stumbled into like an online Pittsburgh Steelers group. All they do is hate the Browns. Like, they hate the fucking Browns. And they were, after they won, they were still begging for their OC to be fired. So that's the only knock on Pickens. I feel like if it's not Matt Canada as the OC, maybe Pickens a little bit better and gets Pickens more open and targets Pickens more. But with Pickett still being the quarterback and his tiny ass fucking hands, and his ability to just stare on receivers and throwing to tight windows worries me a little bit. Pickens is held down by Pickett, who right now is statistically the worst QB in the last 3 years. Damn. Feel like JSN is due for a breakout. I don't know. I mean, against Carolina, it's a 6-point spread. You're not getting that same love at the 9.5 in the other game. But, I mean, you're on the other side of that 9.5 due to the fact that you are a Texans fan. Exactly. Yeah, Pat Freiermuth. I know the fact that like we have barely mentioned Pat Freiermuth after week 1. Freiermuth has pretty much essentially became an anomaly, so to speak, in fantasy football. Definitely has me looking at Pittsburgh a little different. Has me looking at Kenny Pickett a little bit differently as well. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel, especially if you're new. Pickett is statistically worse than Fields. I don't even know that was possible. Yes. JJ McCarthy Steelers soon. My gosh. I feel like you gotta be huge on Laporta. He hasn't really like faltered. Let's see. I want to see something with Sam Laporta because like he was still not rostered in many people's leagues. Like, believe it or not. So he's tight in 5. He is tight in 5 right now. Yeah, I want that consistency. Like, if you have Laporta, now's a good time to where you could probably move. You could probably move Laporta off the fact that he's a rookie and he's a tight end 5 hype right now. And you could probably bring back some good depth pieces. Like, you could bring back some solid fucking pieces. People dick ride preseason wonders like they were playing against like they weren't playing against third stringers. The only that matters is snap count. Yeah, gotta get them reps in. I wonder if Waddle is out this week, if it will help or hurt Tyreek. I don't think that it necessarily. I don't feel like there's really a way that you can hurt like a Tyreek Hill's productivity. Waddle being on the field definitely makes it to where defenses have to look out for both. Even when Waddle's on the field, you still have to look out for Tyreek Hill. Should there be anything with Waddle? We haven't heard any updates in regards to if he will or will not be a go come Sunday. They do have to take on Denver. It is a concussion. He did not practice Wednesday. The timeline typically now for these things is about a week and a half, 2 weeks. So Waddle probably not likely to play. Likely be the full Tyreek Hill show. If you haven't gotten you a little bit of River Crawcraft, Go after River or get a little bit of Braxton Berrios. Those guys are going to get targets. They are going to get targets. And again, we already know Broncos ain't shit. Broncos coming off of 2 home losses and have to go on the road against Miami. No. Baker's top 10 QB and the Predators bottom 10 QB. Yes, this is facts. Cannot make that up. Laporta for Goddard could probably be done right now. You could probably pull that off. By week 12, DTR is starting. DTR he seems to know the offense. I mean, he clearly knew it with the fucking second and third string and looked better than Watson's little bit of preseason snaps. I get that was preseason, but Watson still looks like he's playing in the fucking preseason. It just has 4 quarters to look like it. The Dolphins are actually such a ridiculously fast team. It's crazy. Raheem says he's the fastest. I think Raheem actually might be the fastest on that team. Like, that's a team with just nothing but speed. And it's so hard to be able to keep with that. And if that team can perform like this for 18 games, look out, because the playoffs, they can make a deep run. They can do some damn things. 90% of routes and sniffs 12%. Nitrogen breath. Gotta love fucking Mike McDaniels, though, man. Let that man do his vape shit. Or he said nitrogen. 12.0 nitrogen breath. My fault. I thought he said he sniffs nicotine because of Mike McDaniels with his damn vape on the sideline. Let's see here. But no, I mean, for the most part, oh shit, is Cordell Patterson going to be back healthy? Oh, that Atlanta team's about to look way different now that Cordell Patterson is going to be back in the roster. Oh, that's going to get real interesting. Oh, that's about to be real interesting. I don't think that I'm out on I'm fully out on Devin Achane yet. I mean, he did receive praise from the coaches. They said that they would probably play him more. Interested to see how that works. I do not care about the person. I care about is the person they need to get the ball more, and his name is Jalen Hyatt. Completely out on fucking Drake London. Completely out on Drake London. If they are pass catchers in the Falcons defense, I'm out on it. Like, you mean to tell me now? So the receiver that you could probably trust the most in the Falcons offense isn't Drake London, or pass catcher, I'm sorry. Isn't Drake London. Isn't Kyle Pitts. It's actually Mac Hollins. Like, Mac Hollins is probably a better option for you in terms of just a Falcons receiver. Like, that's who you can go for, because that's who has the most consistency in that passing game right now when they do choose to pass. I think you'll get your Josh Jacobs breakout game. He ain't gonna let himself run for -2 again. People say talent over situation. My ass. Exactly. The Ritter to Drake, dude's that guy. No, he is not. You need to be getting out of the Drake London experiment now. You need to be getting with the Kyle Pitts thing. I don't even think you can trade Kyle Pitts. Like, I really don't even think that you can trade Kyle Pitts at this point. You could definitely drop Kyle Pitts. I'd be willing to drop Kyle Pitts for Zach Ertz at this point, and Ertz is playing on the fucking Cardinals. Yeah, -2 is crazy. That's crazy, bro. You got 4 quarters to run forward, and you just and it was only negative. It was supposed to be like -8. It was like originally supposed to be -8. Like he had gotten a couple forward, and that's what made it not be -2. You could probably get you a low end tight end and a wide receiver too, for real, for real. You could probably get you a package for Drake London. I didn't say it was going to be an amazing package, but like, bro, let me get like can I please get Khalil Herbert? Like, fuck. It's wild, bro. It's wild. 9 carries for -2 after you released leading rusher last year, which I mean, it's still like he'll still be fine, but that's just insane. I mean, but 2 weeks of football, like we all know this. Even NFL coaches know this. NFL analysts know this. I haven't heard it said as much this year. And I'm sure there's probably some fucking media training or something that I missed where it was like, hey, let's try and refrain from saying this during the month of September. I don't give a damn. I'll go ahead and bring it up. September football is not the same come October, November, December, you know. What 2 dogs is gonna win this week? I like this. Let me give you 2. Let me give you 2 that can really pull some shit off. The Saints, I think could potentially upset Green Bay. Green Bay's just clicking on all fucking cylinders right now. Green Bay is clicking. But the Saints find weird miracle ways to win. And Atlanta at a +140. Atlanta at a +140. He said Houston. He's at the Texans, bro. CJ not losing. I got this drink in my cup. Oh my gosh. No, not betting Houston as an upset. Not against the Jags. I mean, Houston always plays Jacksonville close. I think that you can play that spread. I think that you could play that 9.5. Jay Norville's everybody's op. Jacobs did it last year too. He was slow. Then he had 34 points for 2 weeks. Exactly. Like it's A-okay. It's A-okay. I'm not bugging. Yeah, I think the Bengals go 0-3. I definitely think the Bengals go 0-3. Like, the Rams have been playing on fire. Yes, Rams definitely win that game. +120, Rams definitely win that game. No Joe Burrow. The receiving game's not like it's Jake Browning. Fucking Jake Browning, like I don't know. Yes. Smash accept. The Najee part sucks, but guess what? Gibbs ain't all that fucking hot either. I mean, Gibbs and CD together are probably more consistent. I have Walker, Hall, Kamara, Moss. If I do that trade, then Tyreek, Diggs, and Ridley. That's a sick-ass trio. Kamara comes back. Moss might be playing until fucking week 6, week 8, with the way the things that I'm hearing with the John Taylor situation. Like, it's sounding like even after 4 weeks, John Taylor's still like, fuck y'all. Like, straight up. Like, it sounded like he could he could hold out like even longer. So yeah. Yeah, not sure about that. Like Zach Moss could definitely be getting a lot more burned than what we were all expecting. Also, be on the lookout though for players that are actually that have been low key good, like have been all right, and like you're just waiting for that breakout. Like, because people are gonna start dropping good players before October, and then you're gonna have those players as they're when they normally peak, when they're normally, you know, so there's still, I mean, like we're heading into week 3 now. Now's the time where like you're definitely needing a win. Like if you're 0-2, you're definitely fucking needing a fantasy win right now. Like you're needing a fantasy win, you're desperate for a fantasy win. The thing that scares me about that mentality is being so desperate for the fantasy football win that you end up screwing yourself for a whole season just to win a week. Addison, if anyone puts any question with this person or Drake London involved in it, it's automatically that person. Addison's playing against the Chargers defense that is allowing teams to score. Both these teams are two of the most highest points allowed teams. There's going to be overs on Thursday night. Yeah, I dropped Akers, and 2 hours later he was traded. Exactly. Like be on the lookout for stuff like that. Be on the lookout for stuff like that. I say London Robbie gonna go Addison. Exactly. You picked up Ford. Now you gotta deal with Kareem Hunt there. It might be time to use Ford for a trade piece. I really think that we'll be looking at Ford as a we'll be like, damn, you probably, if you just picked him up, you might need to fucking run and trade him right now. We'll get it together. 17 leagues, 2 about to turn into 0-3. Also, weird starts to the season too, fellas. Like I've had a team where I've started 0-2, where I've started 0-3. And the next thing I know, I just go on a fucking tear. Bye weeks are coming up. Players get injured. Things the scales eventually, like the balance eventually tips in your favor, you know. But like you still gotta trade, you still gotta hit the waiver wire. Would you trade Walker and Stevenson for Pollard and Nico Collins? No. I would then have CMC and Pollard. That's sexy, but you're good. You're good with the backs that you have. Eckler's likely to not play. Eckler highly likely to not play. He did say on his own show last night, on his own podcast on Yahoo Fantasy, that hey, it's just going to take him time to heal. He wants to be back out there. He's trying. He's doing everything that he can. But that is a tough sell. Yeah, if you played against Russ last week, that was tough. Denver, another team where, you know, a record is shit, but they're doing good for fantasy. You know, Russell Wilson is doing okay for fantasy. He's a good, you know, back end, you know, he's a good fringe QB1, front end QB2. Would I drop Khalil, JMO, or Dell for Hunt? Dell is was in the process today of getting picked up by everyone. I feel like you still hold on to Herbert. Herbert's gonna be one of those guys where you're gonna need later in this season. Herbert usually gets better as the season progresses anyways. We don't know what – I don't think – no, you're not dropping any of them. You're not dropping any of them. If any of them, it would be Jameson Williams, but you drafted Jameson Williams with the intent and the knowledge that that was a roster spot that was going to be taken up for the foreseeable future until he makes his return. It'd be nice to have Hunt and be ahead of that curve and be ahead of that train. We don't know what J-Mo is going to look like when he comes back from suspension. Yeah, Matt, you got to love how open Eckler is with that, and that's why I respect him. That's one of the reasons why I tuned in. One, I know him and Matt. They're good friends. Two, just players aren't vulnerable like that, and he really loves the fantasy community. He knows that we all love the fantasy community. He knows that we're part of the football culture. So him keeping it real like that was dope as fuck. I also picked up Nakua last week off of waivers. Good. Brownies take out the Titans. I don't think so. You don't have your best player on the field. This is a Tennessee Titans team that can play the run, and they can be super effective against the run. You're better off probably trying to pass on them. I think the Titans can have some magic in that game. If you trade Ford, who should you get? It's going to be tough. That's tough to say right now. I mean, you could probably go and get you like a Miles Sanders who, he'll get better as the season progresses. He was a limited participant at practice today. Maybe you can acquire a Justice Hill. I know that he's dealing with a toe injury, but he could possibly be a guy that maybe you're able to take advantage of. Lead back there. You're not going to get top end value. You're not going to get, an absolute world beater for Ford. With Ford, you're either stuck holding him and you play him and you see what happens, over the course of the next 2 weeks for Cleveland until Kareem Hunt, is fully back, because it's going to take Kareem Hunt at least a week to get back acclimated to football, to playing football and taking contact. And that's why we were saying by week 5, Kareem Hunt fully is going to be the lead back of the team. Will go back into trusting Kareem Hunt as the lead back. But at best, you're probably looking at accomplishing grabbing depth pieces. I have two Bears players, and it feels wrong. Yeah, if you have Bears players, I'm probably moving off of those pieces. Nah, I'm sorry. Yeah, having Fields right now is painful. You're just hoping that he can do what he did last year, and you can strike lightning in a bottle twice. I bought into the Fields hype in some places as well. Wasn't necessarily that bought into it, but quarterback started going, quarterback started falling. Ended up that was the guy I ended up having to get. It's not DJ. It's the play calling. It's the play calling. It is the play. It is not the players. Bears got personnel. Their OC, I don't think during the offseason, he probably spent more time doing God knows what, playing fucking golf, jerking off, whatever the fuck, and not studying how he could make this personnel mesh together, because some of the play calling has been absolutely atrocious. Don't believe me? Go back and watch the film. Yeah, there's video of Fields practically running into sacks. Same plays being called multiple times in a row, allowing the defense time to be able to adjust to those. Breaking news: UFC 295 Jones versus Stipe co-main event will be Jerry versus Poatan for the light heavyweight belt. Oh, that's gonna be fucking lit. Jerry versus Pereira. Kelly could be a value. Kelly could be a value, but not for long because Eckler's going to be coming back. So you'll eventually probably be putting Kelly back down because Kelly will end up either A, just being a bench guy in case Eckler gets hurt for you again, or B, Kelly ends up just becoming someone that you end up, ad dropping, putting him back to waivers. Is it the wrong? Oh, UFC 296 will be Leon versus Kobe. Leaf saying wrong main event. They do Robbie. You're right. They got some weapons. Mooney isn't a joke either. Mooney has stepped up this year. Why the fuck Mooney is even being a thing when you brought in DJ Moore? So weird. Yeah, they called the same screenplay. It was like two or three times in a row. I know for a fact it was definitely twice. Oh, Panjota. I'm sorry. I thought you were saying Pereira's nickname, bro, for a second. Let's see here. Bro, I know it sounds crazy. Zach says Cards are better than the Bears, and that's where I was about to go. I don't think that Arizona beats Dallas. But Arizona to cover 12. And they've been doing it. Like Martin's 260 though. You're not fighting an MMA fighter. But I do think that Arizona can cover 12, and they've been, hanging in there. These past couple of weeks, these past couple of games. So don't be surprised if the Cardinals cover. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Because look, check it out, right? And I know that it was New York and it was Washington. What if this team is actually just a Kyler Murray away from at least having a couple of wins? And that's a question that you kind of got to ask. Week 2, let's see here. Week 2, barely lost to the Giants. Arizona had 28. Giants had 31. Week 1, let's see here. They played Washington, and that was 20-16. So, still fairly close. They're hanging in there with teams, and they're covering spreads. So, Arizona plus 12, wild bet. We should be 1-1. Sorry, that's not the way that football works. No, 2 cards just got announced. UFC 295. Okay. All right. So then, all right. I'll have to go and look at it. I'll have to look at it. I bet my soul the Texans cover. That'd be a solid card. You put Texans plus Arizona to cover. That's some with the Falcons money line. That's some ROI. If football was by the spread, we would be 2-0. Oh my gosh. Dobbs is a better QB than Fields. Fuck. Playing, we have one starting O lineman. Matt, good luck Sunday. Oh, bro, I'm so excited to see you two in the chat. That's going to be a good ass Sunday. We're going to have so much fucking fun Sunday. We're going to have so much fun Sunday. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me just check. Okay. So I'm looking at the fights that were announced. No, I do not want to watch the full video. I mean, I do actually want to watch the full video, but I do want to watch it after the stream so that you can't fucking flag me for watching it right now, Dana. Yeah, okay, UFC 295 and 296. It's right there on the fucking homepage with the graphic. All right, cool. That's lit. That's going to be lit. But I'm still going to go back and watch the announcement video because I watch every announcement video. The announcement video must have been posted earlier. It must have not have just been announced. It must have been posted earlier. And then I just missed it in all of my freaking. You guys got to remember, like the amount of work I put in during the football season is crazy. That's why y'all got to share the content for real, for real. Hit that like button, subscribe. Chiefs by 13. Bears aren't doing shit. Bears are not covering. Bears are not covering. Bears are not covering. Pierce going to have fun, though. I need Damian Pierce to get back to Pierce of old, or else he's getting traded. CJ set some records last week. No big deal or anything. Yo, Stroud look decent. Yeah, he definitely needs to wake up. Dana needs his money. Aspinall and Podovich still need 23 minutes ago. I was too dialed in on the stream. Yeah, I was about to say, okay. Hey, that's good, though. I want y'all to be dialed in on the stream. Leafs vacant belt. I think Johnny Jones retires. This is the game where Mahomes and the offense put 30 on the board. It's doable. It's doable. It's doable. Let him cook, bro. I'm so excited for us to cook this weekend. I just ain't put any bets in today. I ain't putting in any today. I figure we can all do that on stream tomorrow. Get that all taken care of, get that all cleared out. Make sure you guys are in the Discord chat. If you're not in the Discord, you're really, really fucking up. Because that's where I'm gonna be, screenshotting all my cards, dropping them. That's where I'm gonna screenshot, all my DFS lineups. I'm gonna drop them in there. What I'm gonna try and do, honestly, it's a fair hour here in Denver. It's a fair hour here. Mountain time. Excuse me. Damn, I'm about to burp. Needed that. Tank Dell and Nico 2-0. Yes, you definitely need some Nico Collins. Nico Collins should be rostered. CJ only threw the ball 65 times. He got cooked by Minshew. Leafs gets it. I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy in Champions and Europa League right now. Motherfucking screenshot some of them bets, bro. Send them bets. Y'all should be sharing bets. Yo, for real. That's what the Discord is for, though. Like, I know that I put my bets there. I know that we have some of the different channels in there, whether it's like news, breaking reports, stuff like that. That's a place where we're able to chill together and we're able to function together whenever I'm not on stream. Just like the rest of my social media and shit. That's where we can all interact and we can all connect with each other. For real, use the fucking Discord. Like, use the Discord. Yo, let me drop that. Let me drop that link before I hold on, bro. You should already be in it. Like, you for real should already be in it. And if not, I'm pissed if you're not in the Discord. But no, like, we should all be, dropping our we should all be dropping our bets and shit up in that thing. Here, let me drop a link for y'all. It's then this way. Like if I'm not on air and if like there's something that like y'all need, like motherfuckers can like, or if like we all need something, like if any of us all need something, motherfuckers can just all be there together and like help each other out with whether it's, I don't really care what it is. Like if you need help with your, if you need help with your lineups, like this is where we can go and we can get them questions answered. If you need help with, bets, like this is where we can get them answered. If you have hot bets and if you have hot takes, like this is where you can drop those. This community, this channel wins together. So definitely get up in there. Bro, it's exactly, no, we are one big family. We are one big family. Only if my teacher started failing my bets. What? I've been snapping. I've been snapping on my bets lately, bro. Come on now. My only bad weekend so far since the season started was week 1 Sunday. But nobody knew anything, so like we all realistically kind of had a bad week 1. Like I still like netted positive on my singles, and that's like I'm out here. I play singles. Like I may advertise my parlays, I may put out my parlays, but my singles, like I'm always putting in singles. It's just nobody gets entertainment off of betting singles. Like if I just drop a single bet, like if I put out a fucking reel or like a TikTok just giving one straight bet, no one's gonna watch that. No one's gonna care. It's like, okay, well, cool. Like I could fucking guess one game and get that right. Like there's no challenge to that. Bobby Trees needs to be rostered. Like Houston's a team that you can go to and you can pick flexes off of them. Like, hey, no Nico here, already waiver or already rostered, but hey, we have some from Robert Woods. Hey, we have some, Tank Dell. Hey, we have some Dalton Schultz. As of right now, you kind of have to. Like, as of right now, you have to start Goff over Burrow just due to the fact that we don't have enough information. Okay. We do have enough information about Burrow's injury. It's not looking like he's going to play Monday. I think that Cincinnati knows that he should have never even started week 1. He probably should have never started week 1 or week 2. Yeah, yes. Cincinnati, please, for the sake of my fantasy season, because like you can't trade Burrow while he's injured. No one's going to take Joe Burrow. I mean, unless someone's like looking at the upside of when he comes back, like, okay, well, like I get him back at least, 80% healthy. I don't think that it's going to be a while before we get 100% healthy Burrow. So if you draft him, you're either A, riding with it, or B, you're looking to trade, or C, you're starting your backup until he can start getting on a consistent play. Kenny, what's good? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Everybody should like, comment, subscribe. We have mad new people pull up. Like just pull up and get your question answered, knowing that my advice is going to help you hit is wild, bro. That's wild. That's wild. It's mad wild. Start 2 full PPR. Puka, Nakua, and Kyron Williams, bro. You're starting them both. If you have them both, you're firing them both up. If you have one of them, you're firing them up. You need to fire them both up. You got both of them, my friend Kenny. You're firing them both up. New Zealand Haka is the coolest chant in sports. It is. That shit is so passionate. Leafs is random. Yeah, he's watching Rugby World Cup. If Robbie's saying to bench Joe Burrow, it's serious. Well, bro, like some of the information that like I have in regards to the injury, like, and I trust the sources that are providing this information. Cincinnati knows that they might have fucked up. And now they're trying to rectify it And the decision that they made in the beginning of the season when they probably should have benched Joe Burrow, just went 0-2, had him come back in week 3, and then we have healthy Joe Burrow. Instead, we're going to be dealing with Joe Burrow dealing with a nagging injury throughout the season. Maybe by week 6, hopefully he's, week 5, week 6, he's able enough to give us a full go at least, of at least what we know and what we're used to, and that can help put us together some fantasy football wins. But right now, it's just a type of injury to where you can't go and necessarily get like a surgery for. It's not necessarily like, oh, well, fucking inject him with Total and just throw him out there on the field. It's like, hey, it nags. It's kind of one of those nagging elements. So you just gotta kind of wait, let it play out, and we'll see what it is and how it works from there. He'll be back. Even Matt knows Robbie's a Burrow Glizzy Globber. Wow, fuck you. I love my chat. I love my chat. Is Tutu Atwell? I've never watched rugby in my life. If you can roster Tutu Atwell, right now it's probably too early in the season for anyone to give up, equity to have him, give up a player to have him. But if you can have Tutu Atwell, and if Tutu isn't already rostered, you should do it. You watching 15s over the 7s. I know he just trusts Burrow over Gall. Under normal circumstances, but I mean, I have to keep it real with you guys. We're here to keep it real. We're not here to talk about my biases and the things that, like the players that I enjoy watching and shit. I got to help y'all win. Will Anderson, 2 sacks this Sunday. I'll put that prop in. I could play that. Injuries don't get taken serious stuff as they should. No, they don't. But also the player has to be honest with the trainers, with the coaches about what they're dealing with. And I don't think that Burrow was 100% completely honest about this one. But just like many athletes, a lot of athletes, they feel like their bodies are able to go. They can play through it, and they're going to do it. I did it as a young athlete. Put up 20 and 15 points in PPR home leagues. Yeah, you got to be happy about that. Yeah, just stick with golf for now. If we get any news before 11 a.m. Sunday, I'll let you know. We are going to be live Sunday before kickoff. We are live Friday nights. Every Friday night set 9 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Pacific. I almost said my time zone, Mountain time. But we're live like every day. We will be live for the game tomorrow. So if I get information during the game, I'm going to share that information with you. If I get information throughout the day before you, I'll either post it. I'll post it in the group chat, in the Discord, or either be a notification if it already comes from a source before I can get to it. They're already going to have it in that notifications tab. Okay. Live tomorrow. Make sure you guys are in the Discord for updates throughout the days and stuff like that. Share your parlays, share your bets, share your picks, share your fantasy, woes and all that good stuff throughout the day. We're also going to be live Friday night. I might go live Saturday for that fucking Colorado game. I really might go live for that. I really might go live for that. And then Sunday we're streaming all day, 7 hours commercial. Actually, it's not even technically 7 hours. It's more like fucking 12 when you count the morning show. But yeah, we'll be streaming all day Sunday. Like, we're gonna be fucking litty. Other than that, y'all already know the deal. You already know the vibes. We've been on live for about an hour 40-ish. I was just gonna do an hour 30, but we had some last minute things roll in here. Matt, he's still going to be getting the target market share. That's just not going to dip that quick overnight. But yeah, make sure you guys, like, comment, subscribe. You already know the vibe. Dilly, cheers to me. Cheers to you all, the Rumboyz and girls. What it do? I'm outie.